Amazing audience, we are in San Antonio! And we just met the amazing Stephanie Scheller. How are you?
I'm awesome. How are you doing?
I'm excellent. It's a great pleasure to connect with you.
Yes, well, welcome to San Antonio. I love this city.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I will tell you though, I love Waco.
Waco has some really, my brothers lived in Waco for 4 years, so I was up there every year.
Yeah.
And we go along the river. We loved Waco.
It's
very
interesting.
Beautiful.
I love the smaller cities, probably
Yeah.
because I'm a country boy. Yeah, but I love the way it's easy to maneuver.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, if you guys have time, there's this cute little city up north. It's into the hill country. Did you guys get into the hill country? Oh man, the Texas Hill Country is it's the either the second or the third most visited wine country in the U.S. right behind Napa Valley. I think so. I think it's second, but it's gorgeous. And there's this one little town up there called Medina.
Right.
There's Bandera, which is the cowboy capital of the world.
Right.
And then there's Medina, which is like legit small town USA. There's one street. They have this awesome little apple store and apple orchard. It's awesome.
Record that, Amanda. Yeah, it's been amazing. I think we visited Chipper and Joanna's Magnolia.
Oh,
as
yeah,
well.
nice.
Yeah, like we love that. That's one of the things we binge on.
Yeah.
So it's been great. But do tell me, which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this specific time in history?
I think it is the podcasting that I do with my mom. So my mom produces, she jokes about being my sister, but she's my mom. Anna Scheller, she produces our podcast, Black Belt Selling, which we started 4 years ago, which is really mind-boggling, just to help people learn how to be successful at sales, because a lot of people go into sales, and actually almost everyone is in sales of some variety, but not a lot of them are actually very good at it. This is where you get all those annoying Facebook messages. And
Yeah, it is terrible.
It's bad sometimes.
I thought it only happened to me.
Yeah, no, everyone's targeting just you. No one else gets those annoying, like, do you want to buy my lotion messages? But so we started this because her and I are both black belts in Taekwondo. And we said, okay, let's start teaching people, the same skills we learned to become black belts in Taekwondo, apply in sales. Let's take what we learned for black belts in Taekwondo and apply it to help people become a black belt or a elite level salesperson too. So that was the whole thing, and it's kind of morphed a little since then. We talk about business as much as selling, but It's still very sales focused, and
that's amazing. I love how you did that. So who did you learn the skill of breaking things down into smaller pieces from?
I would say I probably did. So I've always been skilled at that. I've always been able to look at a whole and break it down into what are the pieces that make it work. It's just how my brain works. But I think one of the things that really did teach me was the martial arts journey, right? Yeah. So it's like,
when did you start?
2008.
So that's still like a decade, yeah?
It's still a little while.
So is there someone though specifically you learned it from? Now that you're thinking back?
Now that I'm thinking back, my instructor, Jim Wilson, was huge in helping, point out, hey, your kick is off center. Well, so why would your kick be off center? Okay, well, maybe it's because your feet are off center when you go to start the kick. And it was like, oh, so, look at the end result. End result isn't what you wanted. Where could it be coming from along the way? There's a whole lot of pieces that come into play. So I just remember one day he sat me down and said, Steph, you're going to go learn how to do this stuff on your own. Because I was doing most of my studying remotely in college. I wasn't actually at the dojo for a lot of it. And he said, you're going to have to be self-taught. You're going to have to be your own instructor and your own worst critic.
Wow.
And that was kind of when I started to really, really break down everything.
That's powerful. That's a powerful principle, though.
Yeah.
Understanding, it's not about the ending, but understanding as well. It's the start really justifies the ending, right?
Yeah.
Someone has, if I saw Justify here, I would have been spooked, but it's Justin.
I didn't even know.
That's great. Why would you continue to repeat that skill? Be that person that continually analyzes and breaks things down that way.
Because it makes life a lot easier. So I sit there and, so let's say I do something and I don't get the result I wanted, right? I can sit here and keep trying, or I can sit there and analyze it and figure out where I went wrong and fix this. And then let's see, so let's say the end goal is to get here, right? And first time I tried, I only got here. well, I could try again and maybe only get here, or only get here. Or I could say, okay, well, let's fix this piece back here and let's try again. Now I'm going to get this far, right? Now I'm going to get this far. Just fixing little pieces along the way, so you get to the end result a lot faster as opposed to sitting there and breaking down the whole process.
That's wonderful. I love it. Where's the best place for people to connect with you that is interested in learning to sell better?
Oh, I would say just connect with me on Facebook. It's probably the best place. Just look me up, Stephanie Scheller Ep323 Steph is my tag. It's on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. We just use the same one across the board.
That's good. What is one other thing you've done consistently over the last 3 years?
One thing I've done consistently over the last 3 years, reading. So when I graduated from college, I spent 3 years not reading, not really learning anything. And I thought I had it all figured out. I graduated college here. And then when I graduated and I started the business, I realized I had a lot more to learn. So I started getting back into that. So I've been consistently making sure I read 2 to 4 books a month, every month for the past 3 years.
How does it make you feel?
Honestly, it's really empowering. Like on the one hand, it's like, oh my gosh, I still have so much to learn. Yeah. And then on the other hand, it's like, wow, but look at how much I've learned. Look at how far I've come. Yeah. So it's really exciting and discouraging at the same time.
Why would you suggest to someone that's listening that they do that they spend time, at least investing in time in getting to learn more?
I would suggest it because you don't know everything. I don't care how smart you are. You're never going to know everything. I'm never going to know everything. It doesn't matter how many books I read. But the more I learn, the bigger problems I can solve, the bigger my reward gets to be. Whatever your reward you want it to be, it gets to be bigger and bigger if you're solving bigger problems.
I love it. All right, let's switch gears for a moment. Let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm blue Caribbean water.
Oh, nice. What
is your earliest childhood memory?
Oh my gosh. I remember my sister, oh no, this is going to be funny. So I remember my sister getting me excited about horses. She had this big book with horses, and these pretty horses, and flipping through it and seeing Arabians and Frisians. I didn't know there were Arabians and Frisians, white horses and black horses and red horses. And I remember when we lived in Alaska, building a stall in my bedroom, right? Because I was going to prove to my parents that I could take care of a horse. I was responsible enough. Now I'm 7 years old, right? I'm responsible enough to take care of this horse. I had a yellow towel that I stole from the bathroom, and every day I would shake it out, right, and clean the stall. And I had a big old gallon ice cream tub that I would take, and I would pour out the water and refill it every day. And I would pour out the shredded paper that was his feed, and I would reshred paper every day, twice a day. And I was trying to prove to my parents that I was responsible enough for a horse, but I made a mistake. I never told my parents I was doing this, so they still laugh. They're like, "You did this?" I'm like, "Yeah, I did. I was trying to prove something."
Why do you think that memory is so clear?
I think because horses have become such a big piece of my life, and that was really when I started to become super intent on getting a horse, having a horse, and working with horses taught me.
Oh, so you got horses?
I do have a horse. I still have my horse.
You still have a horse? Wow.
I got him in 2003.
Yeah.
I still have him.
So how do you see that memory connecting to who you are today?
A lot of the lessons I learned about working with horses prepped me to work with martial arts as well. Working with horses, which prepped me to work with martial arts, which brought me to this strong state. I don't know how to describe that, but I can do anything, right? I may not succeed the first time or the second time or the third time, but I can do anything. Really empowered me to step out and start the business back in 2014 and not be afraid, even though obviously it could have gone very poorly. And so I would say that's probably a big reason, because that was where this whole crazy path started. It's
amazing. Can I offer just a bit of an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind? I truly love the concept of something I believe I've found, right? Where no one can really start selling until they've proven it to themselves.
Yeah.
And as much as you were doing what you were doing for your parents, I think you actually needed to prove it to yourself first.
Yeah.
And that now has come into you having that horse, which is, it's like looking at a Disney movie and seeing magic, yeah, just happen. So for me, that it's very beautiful, as well as with sales.
Yeah.
It's very challenging to sell anyone something until you've sold yourself the truth of what that is. Yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. You can't sell something you don't believe in.
Yes.
Or you can, but at that point I think you're a con man.
Yes.
And I don't encourage
like
that.
I don't like it. Yeah. And there's a greasy type feeling that goes with the con man.
Yeah.
You know, with your
twisting.
life. Yeah. It just isn't.
Makes you uncomfortable.
It's like that Facebook message.
Right?
If we fast forward to when you were 12 years old, what's your favorite song? What was your favorite song back then?
My favorite song at 12 years old. Oh, Lord. This is terrible. Probably anything by Jump 5.
Yeah? What's one song that comes to mind?
I can't even remember. Gravity.
Yeah.
There we go.
Right.
I was like, I can remember how it started. They went like this.
Yeah.
Took a minute.
Love it.
Right?
Well, we've arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form, so it's yes or no. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready?
Okay.
Stephanie, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Yes.
Are you married?
Yes.
Do you have children?
No.
Do you believe in God?
Yes.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yes.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No.
How about 3 hours a week?
Yeah.
What about screen time? The phone and or the computer, is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
More than 8.
If you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents Stephanie Scheller, what would you say that is?
You are responsible for your life. Your choices have consequences, good or bad, so make choices that matter.
Love it. All connects, yeah? It
Yep.
definitely connects. Stephanie, thank you for being here. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
You guys are great. Those of you guys who are taking time to watch this type of stuff, y'all are awesome. You're the type of people I like hanging out with.
Stephanie Scheller, thank you for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Thank you.
Boom. Did you have fun?
I did. That was awesome. Thank you.